There are a lot of games on live.
A lot of games.
A lot of games.
I've got one in Bulleen tomorrow too.
I have like 3. I can see there's 3 of them on live. It's a bit too late, so overall they will make it. I think it'll be a bit of a 10 minutes today.
Started. Put the mic.
Oh, you're making?
Yeah.
Oh, you're the commentator.
Yes. Man.
Looks like nobody mentioned.
Oh, there's a chance I may not make it, but I have made it. So sorry.
Looks like nobody mentioned.
Yeah, no, it's me, mate. Sorry, I should let you know.
Yep. Oh, jeez.
Thought I had, sorry. Hey? You haven't got it?
It's in there.
Oh, right, good. Okay, good.
They haven't got the live stream, they put it. Usually they are.
You're ready to go. Just let me know, mate.
Yep. I just had to fix the.
Well, welcome to Knox Regional Football Centre. Battle between 9th and 10th on the table. Round 17 of the competition. Southern. It's been a tough year for the girls, but they've battled away every week. They've only scored twice all year and been well beaten. 181 goals they've conceded. While the young girls from senior NTC will be favourites to win this. This will be their 3rd win of the season if they were to get over the line today. Last time, 2 weeks ago in the rain, they drew 1-1 with Box Hill, who then had a very good win last week. So they're capable. And Southern will be looking for a good performance today. The aim is obviously to try and score and see how they go in their endeavours to do that. So we're underway. And Schubert gets first possession for NTC. They're very good at controlling the ball, keeping it away from the opposition last time. Not so good the initial start there. Love Southern's colours. White top, blue shorts, pink socks. Got all the colours going here. Turnover, Schubert, and over the sideline. It's inside the attacking half for NTC. Chance now for Southern. Sophia Varley has it cut off inside the attacking half for Southern. And now they have possession. Good play by Quinlan. Turned over though once more and getting control of the ball. Vicport down the left-hand side. Parbury, who was so good down the left-hand side in the previous match. Conditions much better today. Now to Furphy, who scored the most goals for NTC. Up to the edge of the area. Defence is not good. Here's a chance if she can get it past, and she's doing magnificently, Jancevski, but in the end she couldn't quite control it, and it's put over the sideline as she got in behind the defenders then, and they started to panic. The goalkeeper, Melissa Maisels, who has crossed, she was the number one goalkeeper at the start of the year at Bayside, and she overcorrected as well. Low corner kick, stopped at the top of the 10-yard box by the Southern defence. And it'll be a goal kick for Melissa Maisels. Yes, she was the number one goalkeeper at Bayside, then lost that role, and now she swapped clubs to join Southern. Both young teams. Maisels low and flat. The header away by Seawards of NTC. Headed on again by Quinlan. Now they're getting it inside the attacking half, Southern. Controlled at the back by NTC. Myercheck has it now. The skipper. She'll stream away through the middle of the park and loop it out wide on the left to Schubert. Schubert now coming towards the edge of the area, but coming across their path and putting over the sideline for Southern is Clout. Erin Clout. So 0-0. Opening couple of minutes. Now Nick Paul's got it on the edge of the area. Two defenders putting pressure on her. Gets it back to Schubert. Now to Nick Paul. She's confronted once more. Running out of options. Elects to go backwards to Furphy. Furphy, probably the best attacker in this side. Now to Parbury. Parbury on the left-hand side. Good defence by Southern, forcing them back, and there might be a turnover in mid-pitch. And it is by Quinlan, but she couldn't get much on it. On halfway. And stopped at the back by Haffenden. Renahan combining with Myercheck. Good defenders, and they played well in the 1-1 draw against Box Hill a fortnight ago. Loops it out wide to Haffenden now from Myercheck. Renahan, halfway. Searching run down the right-hand side. Pass had too much on it. And they've got defenders at the back, Southern. They allow it to go over the byline. The pass was intended for Taranto, who scored once when they beat Southern earlier in the year, NTC, 8-0. And Southern's goals have come against Bayside and also NTC. They're 2 goals for the season. Besserman and Holmes, who's not playing today, have been their goal scorers. Southern, they've got nothing on the end of that as they volley it over the sideline just inside their attacking half. So they head to the Knox or the Victorian Basketball Stadium end of the pitch here. Renahan will receive at the back. She's very composed for a youngster. Combines with Myercheck, who scored a ripping goal a couple of weeks ago to make it 1-1 against Box Hill. Good through ball. Finds Nick Paul. Nick Paul down the left as Southern get their numbers back. Looks to cut inside now. Past the captain, Aarons. She's on the edge of the area, but kicks into bodies. Good defence by Southern. And then a chance for Seawards. Couldn't grab it for NTC. Loose ball now. Haffenden inside the attacking half. Does well to work her way through. Defenders putting pressure. Tried to get it through towards Furphy, but it's put over the sideline by the Southern defence and still 0-0. Parbury. Furphy. Controlling it now, being confronted by Karumi to the top of the area. Now Taranto off target. Sails over the sideline. No score. So one of the girls received one in the midriff, the captain, Casey Aarons. And she's writhing in pain. As the coach says, you've set the standard, Case. The rest need to lift. They receive in the outer side and goes over the sideline. There was a panicky pass by Sarah Tevitt. And they've turned it over inside the attacking half against Southern. They just can't string any passes together at this early stage. And it lobs out again off bodies, and Southern will claim it's their ball this time in front of the social club rooms here at the Knox Regional Football Centre. As I say, much better conditions than what we confronted a fortnight ago. Quinlan has it turned over by the tall figure of Taranto. Turned over again. Good play by Southern. They bring it down the left-hand side from the boot of Kurasik. But again, Renahan's there to track it at the back. And it's over the sideline once more inside the defensive half for NTC. Haffenden. Jansevsky. Renahan. Myercheck, all sharing well inside the defensive half. Switching out to the left-hand side. Claudia Myercheck inside. Nice, decent little pass. Finds Isabella Seawards. Forced to go back. There's a bit of opposition. Couldn't see her go forward. Now Renahan searching run through the right-hand side. Lobbing ball but sails over the top. Comfortably cleaned up at the back by the goalkeeper Maisels of Southern. Still 0-0. She was controlling the right-hand side. Boots it high, still inside the attacking half. Now finds its way inside the defensive half for NTC. And down the right-hand side, Beastman. She couldn't control it. One of the strikers for Southern. Losing it again, the skipper, Aarons. Opposite number 8, Nick Paul wins. Aarons gets it back, though, to try and control her. Parbury down the left-hand side for NTC inside the attacking half. Approaching the area now. She'll look to switch. Good defence at the back by Southern. They'll turn it over. Arriving now Blackburn. Blackburn finds Aarons, the skipper. Needs someone to run onto it. That's the problem. No one's running onto it. Ricochets unintentionally off Beastman. She needed to switch to the left-hand side and there was no one there. So Renahan will run it out of defence again for NTC. And they control at the back nicely. Haffenden receives from Jansevsky. Down the right-hand side, too long for Taranto. And it'll be controlled at the back. Rolled over the line, Anastopoulos there for Southern. And it'll be taken by Maisels. She did well to put her body in front, ensure that Taranto couldn't force her to make the error and concede a corner kick, which would have been the second of the day against Southern. Still 0-0. Maisels back into play, low and flat, towards halfway. Tracked, but couldn't control it for too long. Beesman of Southern. Turned over by Renahan, has been good so far. Her pass had too much on it. Tevitt gets a little beat on it for Southern. Back to, from Aarons. And now they have it through Cedar. Cedar finds Aarons. Aarons, should have nearly been a free kick. She stripped of it by Nick Paul. Nick Paul in the area. Furphy arrives. Can't get it past Maisels, whose stop is outstanding. Great reactionary stop. She controlled the left-hand goalpost, Maisels, and she just ran out of room then to try and flick it back into a more dangerous location, Furphy. And good save by Maisels. So the first meaningful forward thrust by NTC, saved by Maisels of Southern. Goes for a little pass from the corner kick. And she gets it back now, Furphy. Furphy lops it up inside the area now. Nick Paul looks to control it. Three opponents around her. May need to force it backwards, and she does. Still in control at the moment. NTC through Schubert. And Nick Paul again back to Schubert, running out of room. Blackburn was in pursuit, and it's over the sideline. A goal kick again for Southern. Ninth playing 10th. Another big game tomorrow. First against second in the Football Federation coverage of the Women's Premier League. Calder on top against Bulleen second at the Veneto Club in Bulleen. They've got it inside their attacking half here, Southern, and they've got possession through Clout. Sita couldn't control it. Nick Paul can now for NTC as they turn it over. Tried it, clever back heel under pressure from Renahan. It comes off. Sometimes it doesn't come off. Seaward was there to make it better than it actually was. Good play. Haffenden down the right-hand side to Taranto, who receives again. Taranto back inside the area. Cleared though. Good defensive play by Southern's Clout again, doing well in defence. Loose ball in mid-pitch and taken by Beesman. Beesman looks to turn her opponent inside out. That's a better ball. Can Southern control of it? 2-on-1, they can't. Good turnover by Renahan, who's very solid and assured at the back. Haffenden, and it goes over the sideline, missed by Schubert. So inside the attacking half for NTC at the freeway end. No score as yet. Cedar has it now. Tries to control it, but loses it to Furphy for NTC. She'll switch it now. Taranto's on her own. She remains onside, just on the edge of the area. But she kicks straight into bodies. Anastopoulos, her opponent. Back to Taranto again. Up towards the heart. Just outside the area. Taken back by Seawards. Now to Renahan. Looking for a way through. She may shoot. She does, but it slides along the turf and over the byline. No harm done for Southern, and Maisels, the goalkeeper. Still 0-all. So good start here. Southern's defence very well settled early on. They've conceded some big scores this year, especially against the top sides. And they'd love a much more competitive performance today. Maisels lobs it. Cedar gets a header on it towards halfway. Headed back by Myerchick for NTC. Numbers at the back though. Furphy working very, very hard to outmaneuver her opponent who stayed on goal side. And that was wonderful play by Jowett to ensure that her team won a 50-50 contest. Cedar nearly turns it over. Southern win possession on the right-hand side. It was kicked down the line, but Cedar couldn't control it. And it's over the sideline. NTC win possession just outside the area. Furphy again, doing well. She looks to try and switch back to Taranto. Stopped though by Quinlan. Back to Taranto from the ricochet of Furphy. Taranto shoots now, but again, good defence by Southern. It ricochets and rebounds over the byline for a corner kick. And the third one of the day to be taken by NTC. And Alana Jensevsky has scored 3 times this year. Of their 28 goals, they've had 11 goal scorers this year. NTC, they've certainly shared it around. Had 2 wins against Southern and against Bayside and a draw against Box Hill. Very good performance a couple of weeks ago. Low and flat, but a very well taken ball on the right-hand side, well covered by Maisels. Slightly hesitant in delivering it. She does. Players running down the left-hand side. Blackburn heads it down now. Quinlan in pursuit. She tries to get control of it, but good defence by Myercheck. Wrestles it away from her. They attack it hard, both teams. Haffenden was there, but Quinlan. An errant kick over the sideline taken by Haffenden of NTC. Back down to Taranto. Controls the ball in front of Anastopoulos. Inside the defensive half for NTC. A switch again to Myerchick. Myerchick now to Parbury. Parbury has an opponent pressing on her. She manages to get around Sitter. Now it's still in midfield, inside the attacking half. Pass has not quite been put together by either team, but winning it again is Nick Poor to Renahan, but a pass had way too much on it for Taranto to control on the right-hand side. And it's another turnover going the way of Southern and Jacinda Anastopoulos. Front of the social club rooms, Quinlan drops it back to Anastopoulos. Once again, no one getting on the end of those for Southern because they're very defensive at the moment and they're turning it over at will over that sideline, especially in front of the social club rooms. And it'll be taken by Haffenden. Annabelle Haffenden. Part of a very tight defence in that terrific 1-1 draw. She goes back now to Renahan, just outside the penalty area in defence for NTC. Back to the centre-back, Claudia Myerchick. The captain lobs it through. Here's Furphy, a chance now. Furphy is just able to beat her opponent. Good play. She gets on it again. Pickpockets another defender. Chance to get it past Maisels, but can't. Maisels stands in the heart of the goal and stops it. Terrific play by Furphy, beat two opponents. One of them was Tevitt, the other one was Clout, but just couldn't get as much on it as she would have liked. And eventually, getting her first touch, Sitsamauska, the goalkeeper of NTC, as Southern brought it out, but without a lot of intent. Haffenden back to halfway as they approach the attacking half now through Renahan NTC. And now Myercheck down the middle. Gets through her opponent, Beesman. Back now to Seawards, at the top of the area. Arriving late to Rando. Deft little touch. Turned over by Blackburn of Southern. Left-hand side, Quinlan races after it. Looking for Blackburn again. It kept running, but once again, too much on it. No accuracy for Southern. And it's over the sideline. Still 0-all. Inside the first 20 minutes, Renahan. Myercheck. A share it well, the defenders. Now getting away, Schubert. Can she get it? Clout, though, gets across her path and puts it over the sideline for Southern. Thrown back into play by Parbury of NTC. Now to Furphy, just outside the penalty area. Arriving late, Jansevsky had a few opponents to beat. Tevitt gets a little touch on it for Southern. Then tries to get near her opponent in Furphy, who passed it to Nick Paul, who loops it long and high, but had way too much on it. And it's over the crossbar. Even though it looked like originally Maisels was slightly caught between as to whether she should approach it, leave the goal mouth, or backtrack. In the end, she didn't really have to make that decision because it was ballooned over the crossbar by Nick Paul. So back into play by Maisels. Again headed back well inside the attacking half, inside the area. And Furphy puts a lot of pressure on the defenders, who are a little bit lackadaisical for Southern then, but luckily Maisels was awake to it. And she cleans it up at the back. Doing a lot of work at the moment. Melissa Maisels, who crossed from Bayside a few weeks ago after losing her spot as number one goalkeeper. Turned over at mid-pitch by Nick Paul. And Jansevsky looks to go down the left-hand side. Intercepted by Clout, has been solid at the back for Southern so far. Beesman there, coming across her path, Myercheck. Sitter now gets a chance. Takes on Schubert. Good contest. But they say studs up against Schubert, not Sitter. And a free kick to Southern inside the defensive half. 0-all. Certainly most of the attacking being done by NTC. Had an 8-0 win earlier in the year over this Southern side. Good ball inside the attacking half. Beesman controls it but turns it over again. Nick Paul looks to control it. Has to go back. She's been good. Myercheck out to Renahan now. The defenders know what they're doing. Renahan, a nice pass to Taranto. Taranto is slightly flat-footed. Little inboard ball was a good one to Jansevsky down the right-hand side. Haffenden. In her wake is Anastopoulos, but Haffenden couldn't control it. The byline was too close. So a goal kick again for Southern at the freeway end of the Knox Regional Football Centre, the home ground of senior NTC. 2 wins and a loss this year. 2 wins and a draw this year, I should say. 7 points. So sits second bottom Southern without a point and have had a pretty tough time of it. So Maisels again, almost to halfway. Over the head of Beesman, looking to head it down. Good play, Renahan, to tidy it up. Turned over though. Good play by Blackburn. Did well. Quinlan working hard. Now to Aarons. Back to Quinlan for Southern. But once again, that pass, they just can't get anyone running down to put themselves in a position. Anastopoulos tried to, but the kick had already come before she got on her bike. And Haffenden ensured it over the sideline and brings it back into play with a throw at the top of the area to Renahan. Myercheck. Through the middle, lobbing. Headed away well, though, by Kurasik. And there's going to be a free kick in the middle of the park to go to Casey Aarons of the Southern team. Again, they're headed by Myercheck, just inside the area. She heads it again. A little bit of defensive work for NTC to do. And in the end, it's controlled by Parbury. She just avoided it from going over for a corner. And she put it over the sideline, just near where the byline and the sideline meet. And again, not able to control it was Blackburn. And the first legitimate goal kick for Sitsimovska, Kayla Sitsimovska, the goalkeeper of NTC. Hasn't had much work to do yet. Passes. Renahan's on her own. Just loves these searching runs. Cass from Renahan, the redhead. Nice pass to her partner in crime. Haffenden, almost at halfway on the social club room side. Back now to Renahan. Looking to work her way through now. Has to share as they've sagged back nicely, the Southern team. Myercheck lobs it. Now Schubert stays on side, down the left-hand side, near the penalty area, but she'll turn it over to Sitter of Southern. Sitter running out of room, just keeps it alive, and she lobs it close to the line. Again, good work to zone up and keep the ball inside their attacking half. Parbury wins it back for NTC. Lovely pass, Furphy. Now to Nickpaw. Two opponents around her. Taranto a chance. Oh, couldn't control it. Anastopoulos takes it away from her. The moment lost there for NTC. But then Anastopoulos loses it. To Jansevsky. Kicks into bodies. And Maisels, that was an attempted left foot strike. But luckily bodies were in the way for Southern. And Maisels was able to clean it up. Clears the halfway mark. Inside the defensive area, but volleyed away by Myercheck of NTC. Kept alive by Schubert. Back now to Nickpaw. Back to Parbury. Parbury's pass is okay. Good on the ball again is Furphy, the leading goal scorer this year for NTC. Floats it wide. Nice switching. Haffenden. Taranto. And then cleared out of defence. Good work by Clout, but only as far as Renahan. Renahan back to Haffenden. Haffenden down the right-hand side. Quinlan keeping her honest. In the road, Aarons. Taranto there. They're on the edge of the area. Furphy beats a couple of opponents. One of them, Anastopoulos, who does well to thrust a boot out defensively and concede a corner for Southern, whose defence has been quite good so far. They've been under the pump. I think there's something wrong with the ball. Is it a bit flat? So, Jansevsky will take the corner kick. Players milling around the top of the penalty area. A few just near the 10-yard box. Low, flat ball to the edge of the 10-yard box, and it's in! The defence on that occasion was betwixt and between. They were a bit reactionary, and Maisels knew that she was under pressure. It's lobbed in by the NTC side, and they get the first goal. In the 25th minute, number of players milling around it, and they managed to get it past the diving Melissa Maisels, and they concede their first goal of the day, Southern, with NTC leading 1-0. That was a nice corner kick, plenty of depth on it. It floated. It was kicked very flat and hard by Jansevsky. So they're down 1-0 Southern, chasing the game again, and there's a turnover. She couldn't quite keep it alive, Clout, from the Aaron's pass. Furphy does well, beats Sitter. Goes back now to Myercheck. This defence is quite organised now. Myercheck knows where Renahan is and vice versa. Renahan receives on the right-hand side on the switch. Good on the ball, Jansevsky, who set up the goal at the corner before. Back now to Myercheck. Myercheck working her way through as Beesman is with her. Back to Renahan again down the right-hand side. And Haffenden, another solid player, playing as a holding midfielder. Myercheck again at halfway. Approaching the attacking half. Renahan's there now. Haffenden's with her, down the right-hand side. Quinlan receives some fancy footwork from Haffenden. Back to Renahan. Now to Haffenden. Haffenden down the right-hand side. Turns Anastopoulos inside out to the top of the area. Getting a little bit on it. Furphy now. Taranto shoots and scores. It was set up for Taranto, and she beat a lunging Melissa Maisels and scores her second goal of the season. And 2 goals in a couple of minutes to NTC, 2-0. Again, the defence that we've praised of Southern. Just a little bit disorganised in the last couple of minutes. They just weren't able to scramble well enough when all those NTC players were around for the corner kick. Landed at their feet and they managed to get one past Maysells, and then on that occasion Taranto was on her own well inside the area and she put it past Maysells, who was standing on the right side, but there wasn't much she could do about it. It was a powerful kick as it goes over the sideline. Inside the attacking half, a rare move forward for Southern, down 2-0. Nick Paw, Majacek, Renahan. It's happened so often, the switch from the left to the right. Catherine Renahan. Besserman comes out to meet her. Down to Haffenden. Long ball, Taranto in pursuit. Trying to get across her path. Stop her from being an influence is Tevitt. She does a pretty good job, Sarah Tevitt, as another corner is conceded for Southern. So 2-0. And we'll see how this left foot kick comes from Jansevsky. Up towards the edge of the area. Volleyed away by Aarons. Maybe they can set something up here now, Beastman. Beastman to Blackburn. Gives her a run down the right-hand side. Blackburn now has it turned over, though, midway by Majacek, but she couldn't control it. Did a try through the defence. Good play. Haffenden has been excellent. Change from right to left. Down the left-hand side. Manages to turn her opponent inside out. Still has control of the ball, Annabelle Haffenden. Now to Furphy at the top of the area. Runs away from Aarons. Furphy now elects to pass it out wide to Taranto, the second goal scorer. Now goes on the outside. Kept alive again by Parvery. Parvery to the top of the area once more. And now Taranto will shoot and score again. Diving effort by Maysells. And again, she was left on her own. She likes the goal, Taranto. She's got a brace in the space of 3 minutes. Magnificent strike from just inside the penalty area. And it finds its way in the left backhand corner. Nothing Maysells could do about that. Again, loose marking by the Southern defenders. Their shoulders are flagging after the first 25 minutes or so. Terrific. They've conceded 3 goals in the blink of an eye. And Taranto's got a couple of them. So Besserman finds Aarons, who manages to beat her opponent, despite the pass not being great from Clout. Now Haffenden's there again. And it's over the sideline. Coaching staff of Southern urging the girls to keep their heads up and work hard and try and stay in the contest somehow. Slipping away though at 3-0 very quickly. Parvery will take it as she and Haffenden swap sides again. Parvery, Majacek, back to Parvery. Parvery down the left-hand side. Sitter puts pressure on her and coming across her path. Clout again, very good. Showing plenty of clout. Clout by name, clout by nature. And it's her ball. It's emergency from Erin Clout. Besserman misses it. Slips out the back to Blackburn. Blackburn now under pressure, but coming across her path. Renahan saves the day. She's been outstanding, Catherine Renahan, but it's going to be Southern's ball. Maybe in a slightly dangerous situation inside their attacking half, trailing 3-0. Besserman controls it, but then she can't get it past her opponent, who's right with her, ensuring she goes nowhere. Isabella Seawards. And it's back over the sideline. Clout. High ball by Southern. Quinlan overruns it. Came from Jowett. And now it's turned over by Taranto down the right-hand side. Here's Furphy. Furphy now in a position as Schubert tries to get inside the area. Lobbing ball. It sits now for Schubert, but she can't control it because the header was missed by the defender. Clout just went over her head. And Schubert couldn't control it on the left-hand side. It slewed away over the byline. They worked hard to get back then, Southern, but good run down the right-hand side. Too much free run at the moment for NTC, who lead 3-0 into the second half of the first half here at the Knox Regional Football Centre. 9th play 10th. NTC looking for their third win of the season. She miskicked that one, Maysells. And there's going to be a free kick because Schubert was trying to work her way to the front. Smaller opponent's Blackburn. She was all over Blackburn. And a free kick to be taken by Clout. It's playing pretty well in defence for Southern. Erin Clout kicks it low and flat towards the attacking half. And now it sits at the back for Blackburn. But it doesn't go very far. It stopped in its tracks by Myercheck. In the road again, Clout slips in the direction for Southern of Kurasik. Gets a little boot on it. Blackburn keeps it alive. Rolls it down towards the byline. And it's put over the sideline. Nice header by Myercheck. But again, a slightly dangerous situation here for Southern. It's been a real battle for them, conceding goals in a 5-minute patch. One from a corner kick where there was a mad scramble, and the better scrambling was done by the NTC team, and then Grace Taranto, 2 lovely strikes inside the penalty area within a couple of minutes to give her 3 goals for the season. Over the sideline again, bit of good scrambling by the NTC defence this time, and some work for Sidza-Mosca to do. She hasn't had much to do so far, Kayla Sidza-Mosca, the goalkeeper. Out wide now to Renahan. Renahan running down the left-hand side. She gets a little pass out wide to Haffenden. Haffenden back to Renahan. Renahan now approaching halfway, still in the defensive half for NTC. Myercheck, through ball again, too long for Schubert. Couldn't be stopped by Clout. And it's, again, a turnover, out of play. Tough battle again for Southern. Situations like this, when teams are scoring goals quickly, makes it tough. They've just got to keep with their game plan. Good header by Quinlan as NTC tried to switch it again. So they're attacking half back to Renahan and Haffenden, who've shared it nicely. And Seawards. Down the right-hand side goes Haffenden. Little touch on it. Jansevsky at the back. Anastopoulos gets in the road and receives it again and balloons it inside the attacking half. Blackburn at it, but Renahan gets a boot in the road. She avoids any contact in Blackburn. Now back to Myercheck, who charges through the middle of the pitch. Through ball now to Furphy. Mazel's there, comes out and beats her. Well done, Melissa Mazels. Not much you can do about the 3 goals that have been conceded. It's more poor defence than anything else. She's saying, where are you going, girls? They're sort of running away from it. She's looking to try and kick it to someone and kicks it straight in the direction of Nick Paul, who couldn't control it. Taken by Southern's Jowett. And some work at the back for Myercheck, who turns it over inside the defensive half. Sitter. Now Aarons. Under pressure. Couldn't quite get it through. Comes back in the direction of Clout. And again, it's over the sideline. Two on one. And Sitter wins it. And the one for NTC and the throw back into play was Seawards. And she was caught a bit unawares, and Southern did pretty well then to outnumber NTC for one of the rare occasions so far today. And they'll win possession again, keeping it inside their attacking half, which is what they need to do. And maybe they can get one against the flow here, down 3-0, close to half-time in this round 17 match in the Women's Premier League. Furphy again uses her body, outmanoeuvres her opponent. Nice pass inside. Good play by Nick Paul. Looking for Furphy, had too much on it, and just on the edge of the area, it'll be vacuumed up by Maysells, the goalkeeper, who's had a busy time of it. Kicks it high towards halfway for Southern. The header's missed by Parbury of NTC, not though by Myercheck, the captain, to Seawards. Seawards now to Furphy. Furphy does well. Turned over though by Aarons, opposed to her opposite number 8, Nick Paul. And then it's turned over again by Seawards. Back to Nick Paul. Back towards Seawards at halfway. Now she switches out to Taranto, the goal scorer. Taranto gets to the top of the 10-yard box. Missed by Furphy. Good play by Clout. Just gets it away from Schubert, who had a lunging boot at that. But again, they can't control it on their way out of defence, Southern. And NTC win possession again. through Parbury and Schubert. And good play by Sitter. She worried Schubert out of that, who was hemmed in right on the sideline. And the score remains at 3-0. So an opportunity here for Clout to bring it back into play at the bootlaces of Aaron's. But a couple of opponents again. Force it over the sideline, going NTC's way. Seawoods receives from Parbury. Back to the middle of the park to the reliable Renahan. Renahan, another searching run through the middle of the pitch. Goes out wide now to Taranto. Taranto can't control it. And it's cleared nicely by her opponent confronting a Karazic over the sideline. Still inside the attacking half, on the edge of the penalty area. The go-to player is Holly Furphy. Back now to Renahan, the go-to player when they're looking to set up again. In defence, Myerchick, as they switch it. She's through the middle. Southern get numbers back on the edge of the area. Myerchick takes them on to the edge, the left-hand side of the area, to Schubert. Back now towards Myerchick. Back to Schubert. Schubert, long ball, Taranto on the right-hand side, couldn't control it, and Maitsel's nearly lost it. 2 or 3 times she fumbled it, and Taranto was right in her face then, trying to worry her out of it, as that was a nice ball, switching right across to a dangerous location inside the 10-yard box, and Taranto almost scored again, but Maitsel's eventually hung on the third attempt. No harm done in the end, down 3-0, a turnover halfway again. Good play by Jansevsky, down to Taranto, who's been so dangerous down the right-hand side. She shoots, but it will be stopped by Maisel. She couldn't control it originally. It had plenty of heat on it, and she got it just outside the 10-yard box. And there may have been some contact from Furphy coming the other way as she's lying on her backside. Hopefully she's okay. She's done a power of work. Certainly had plenty on it, that one from Taranto. She needed a bit more elevation with that shot, but Maisels looks like she's okay. And again, Furphy looking for the chance, as there was another fumble by Maisels, and I can understand that because it had plenty of heat, that shot at goal from Taranto, who's already scored a brace of the 3 that have been scored, and she'll bring back into play Maisels, low and flat to the halfway mark, turned over again inside the attacking half by Furphy, opposed to Aaron's, running on at Taranto, brushes off opponents, heads down the right-hand side, runs out of room, and then just in the 10-yard box, but putting it almost out of the car park, certainly over the fence for the NTC team, is Furphy. He's a very dangerous player indeed. 3-0 the lead. Got to go and retrieve it. Well, they'll bring another ball back in, of course. Almost hit it up on the freeway. So 3-0. Earning her pay today, Melissa Maisels conceded 3. Probably not her fault, just disorganised defence. Flat ball down the right-hand side. They may try and control it and keep it alive here, Southern, through Tebbit. And eventually she allows it to blow over the sideline. And Anastopoulos will win possession for Southern. But again, intercepted by Taranto, who's been terrific. And her header is out of play. So Southern, with Miller Jowett in possession, still inside the defensive half. Missed by Beastman. Beastman wins it again now. She missed the header originally, but then turns it over. Now they've got Nick Poor. Nick Poor, good battle with Aarons, the 2 number 8s. Nick Poor takes her on. Aarons keeps with her. Makes sure that she stays honest. Then she shoots, and it hits the crossbar. Magnificent shot outside the area by Nick Poor. And then I think there is going to be an offside. There is. And that was a beautiful shot by Nick Poor as Aarons took her on. She pursued her with great intent, but she still had the presence of mind to balance and shoot and hit the crossbar. It had beaten Maisels. That would have been 4-0, but saved by the crossbar then, Southern. And a save earlier by Maisels. So 3 have gone through, 2 have been saved. 1 by the woodwork and 1 by the handiwork of Maisels. And NTC have had numerous shots on goal. Back into play towards the halfway mark. Quinlan has trouble controlling it. Turned over again by Seawards. but only momentarily. Back though to Haffenden. Now to Myercheck. Myercheck now at halfway inside the attacking half. Furphy, beautiful ball. Schubert couldn't control it. Confronted head on by her opponent, who puts it over the sideline. Clout. And again, NTC win it inside their attacking half. Back towards Schubert, who beats Sitter. Now to the penalty area. Defended again on a couple of occasions by Tevitt. Did pretty well. But Myercheck is there backtracking. Beastman's there with her, the two Claudias. She goes back now. And leaving her home just for a little while to clear it is Sitsamovska, the goalkeeper of NTC. Back to Renahan. Down the right-hand side to Taranto. Taranto a through ball to Furphy. Furphy's dangerous, deserves a goal. Controls it, shoots, and goals. And that was a magnificent shot because Maysells had it covered on the right-hand side. And Furphy was still able to beat her for her 7th goal of the season. What a beautiful shot that was by Holly Furphy, even though Maysells seemed to have it covered. Lunging effort. Not much you can do about it. That's beautiful football by NTC. And close to half-time, they lead 4-0. And Furphy deserved that. She's been so dangerous on the ball inside the attacking half at the top of the penalty area where she found herself then. And once again, loose marking. Southern just breaking down in the final third when they get some decent ball NTC after being organised. I thought in the first 25 minutes or so. Renahan and Myercheck getting the ball on their own inside their defensive half as they now approach halfway. Sharing it again, Myercheck and Renahan. Renahan down the right-hand side with a partner in crime, Haffenden. Haffenden inside a bit to Seawards. Pass too long for Taranto over the byline. No harm done this time for Southern, trailing 4-0 against NTC, who are an improving side. As they get their game together, all these girls aged between 15 and 17, the start of their football careers. A great idea that they play in the highest level of the Women's Victorian Premier League, gives them wonderful experience. It also gives other clubs an opportunity to look at them and consider them for their teams once they're deemed to be too old for the NTC program. Maysells low and flat, volleyed back by Taranto, back where it came, over the byline. Just missed kicking the last couple, Melissa Maysells in the goal kicking position. Score remains at 4-0. 3 of the goals, a brace from Taranto and a magnificent left foot strike inside the penalty area on the right-hand side, beating a lunging Melissa Maysells, who had it covered, there's no doubt about that. But it was just too strong for her. Maysells towards halfway. Headed away Taranto. Missed by Furphy. Back to Taranto again. They just look a bit more assured, don't they, NTC? And now nice ball through by Nick Paugh. Parbury down the left-hand side. Parbury to the top of the area. Controlled by Furphy. Missed this time by Jansevsky. Just threw a boot at it. That wasn't great play. Beastman, always outnumbered. 1 on 3 on this occasion. Couldn't control the volley. And Haffenden, despite her pressure and press, wins the ball back for NTC. And Renahan runs rings around her. Then heads out to the right-hand side. And Taranto, score of 2 goals earlier on the edge of the area. The defence gets back. 3 on 1 against her in the end. Worry her out of it. That's very good play. I thought that maybe there should have been a free kick. Player was brought down as the rain starts to come. Something about me broadcasting here. They must say, oh, well, Lonigan's broadcasting at Knox in the scaffolding. We'll let the rain hit us in the mid-afternoon. A little bit of blue sky away towards the social club room's end of the ground, but underneath us, dirty grey clouds. 1 minute of injury time remaining before half-time. Down 4-0 inside the attacking half this time. Quinlan, who's battled manfully for Southern. Haffenden, though, wins it back. And again, good play by Jansevsky. She couldn't quite control it. Getting back is Aarons and Blackburn. And then down the left-hand side for Southern. Came from the boot of Karazic, but chopped off once again by Myercheck at halfway for NTC. And now Seawards. Seawards winning the ball. Goes back. Had nothing on offer because Southern had done well to defend the space inside the attacking half. Renahan. Haffenden now, looking to get it in the last minute. Good curling ball to the top of the area. Schubert arrives. She couldn't get much on that. And had, I think, the best player so far, Clout, keeping her company. And once again, it just rolls off the boot limply of Nicola Schubert. Orange boots she's wearing. And it's over the byline. 4-0 the score. And a good performance this by NTC. And it's half time as Maysells brings it back. Some work for Southern to do. They found themselves in this position a lot this year. They're battling hard. Thought their first 25 minutes was very promising. And then NTC just kept pressing relentlessly. And they found themselves a bit disorganised. The first goal from a lovely corner kick, deep corner kick from Jansevsky. And they scrambled hard, the NTC girls. And Southern just weren't able to clear it. And they were able to knock it through past Maysells. The second one was a lovely strike inside the area. Found the left-hand corner by Taranto. And then she did the same thing a minute later. Maysells is in the right spot, but Taranto got a pass from the last goal, probably the best of them, from Holly Furphy, who's been absolutely outstanding on the ball, well inside the area. And on the left, she was able to get it past a lunging Maysells, who had the right-hand side covered, but not much she could do about the force of the strike. So 4-0 for NTC, leading at half-time against Southern, and we'll be back for the second half shortly, and we hope the rain will go away here at the Knox Regional Football Centre. Well, it is though, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Battery shot him. Okay.
What's the best performance for these girls? Will this be, if they win today, it's 3 wins. Is that their best performance?
What do you mean performance?
In regard to wins and losses. I know it's not all about wins and losses for the girls, but
As in overall,
yeah.
like most results in a row.
Oh no, just for a season.
Oh, I'm not too sure.
What's that? Well, this is your third win. Yeah, it will be your third win. Yeah. What have you done other years though? Have you won 3 games and had a draw? Like, I mean, the Box Hill game you were super. And then I think they beat Pauline last week or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Going all right though. The defenders are good. Those girls at the back are good, aren't they?
You want to see that happening because the Nationals. Yeah. Leading up to Nationals, that's why.
When are the Nationals?
4th week of July.
Right. So what's that, under 17s?
Yes.
How many of these girls will make that team, do you think?
I think it's really selected, so I'm not
Quite a few of them,
My
no
guess
doubt. Yeah.
I think so.
All right, good. Sorry if I ask a lot of silly questions. I'm still learning the league, so just trying to get my head around, make sure I know what I'm talking about. I didn't quite. First one as well. So she's got a hat trick.
Great hat trick.
Yeah, Holly got the. I didn't know who got the first one. I wasn't sure, but I'll be able to confirm that. All right, I've just got a couple of minutes, mate. I'm just going to go down. That's all right, isn't it? Yeah, of course, mate. All right, set this up. Is that all, please? Yep.
Oh, it's a lock there. Oh, is it? It has a safety lock. You see the handle there, the hole?
The handle here.
Yeah,
I'll try to open it up.
you push that thing, the black.
Yeah.
Yep, and you push it and open it. Push it and lift it. Safety.
No worries, mate. Thank you. That's all right. I'll be back. We'll just jump to the rest of the car. I won't leave it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang up here. I guess. No, it's okay. Yeah, I did. You like to see from the pack have a Coca-Cola. A Coca-Cola. Okay, yeah, no worries. I'll give you one.
A cardboard? A tarp?
Yeah, do you want it up?
Yeah, I'd like to, yeah.
Or is it too wet for you?
Yeah, have everything covered up. If you have,
So do you want me to put it up for you?
if you like to, yeah.
Yeah, all right. You're all right.
Yeah. You want me to stay up or stay down?
You move over to the corner, we should be right.
Okay.
No, no, right. It's got rain, it's still got to put this up.
Yeah, that's it. Melbourne, Victoria radar.
I looked at it, it says 4% chance of raining.
Nice day, and Yep.
Go to the other side. House of thousands. I've got to look after the people that are working. Hey, got to look after you guys.
Yeah, it's alright. No worries. Appreciate that.
You came last time with bucketing down rain.
Oh, I did, mate. I think unfortunately for me, I think I'm the, what would you call it, the bad luck guy.
Yeah, but don't tell me you're at dinner, right?
No, I'll try not to.
Alright, brilliant. Let's go straight over. Over then.
I'll just wait for you guys to finish.
Yeah. Let's go straight over. You got enough room on yours, Steve?
It's right on the end. It's not going down the side.
Alright, then turn it around. It's got to go the other way around. I'll keep going around then.
Wait, which way are you going that way? Yeah.
You alright?
Yeah.
You got enough room now? You alright?
Yep.
You alright? Alright, just pull a bit more. Just straighten it up, right? Alright, you right? I'll just do mine first.
Oh, wait, one second.
What's wrong?
I'll just pull it over a bit more.
Yeah, you pull over. I reckon you got the short end. I reckon you got the short end.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah,
You had to rotate it.
You have the right end.
Yeah, let's rotate it.
Go again. It always happens. Keep going.
Rotate like that for safety.
How you going now?
Yeah.
Thanks very much for doing that.
Hey?
Thanks very much for doing that.
We don't want you to come back again. Alright, you right now? You guys right?
Yep.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just grab one of those cable ties. And once I do the cable tie, you stretch it. Hold that. Perfect timing, guys. You're right now. Just pull, yeah, you can pull yours and pull yours on too. You're right. Just cable tie aside. You used one before?
Shall I come up now?
Yeah. Just give me 1 second, I'll jump down.
All right.
And then you can, pull that down. You can go one down. Pull that one down more. Go on there.
Can you guys do me a favour and just grab that copy so you can? Or is it all right?
Check it out.
Because I know I'm as awkward as I'll get out. You got that?
Yeah, hang on a second, let me get through this here. Yeah, got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Good man. Thank you.
Alright. Okay, that's it, perfect. Alright, I'll come down.
All right, no worries. Just put it down there. It's all right.
Thank you, Dean.
No worries, mate. You out if you need anything, boys.
Thanks so much for your help.
No worries, mate.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Legend.
Just let me do one more before you get up there.
Look. Is it Jonathan speaking? Yep.
That's the start.
Yes.
Alright. Steve, if you need any more cable ties behind you, right?
That's correct, yes. Are you live? It's number NPC VIC channel 10. Yep.
Come on.
Bye bye.
In there?
We on? Second half just underway. Thanks to the people of and the staff of the NTC for providing us with tarpaulin in case it rains again. Took a bit of effort and they've done a great job, but stopped raining. This is Melbourne, of course, isn't it? So underway for the second half. Just confirming that the first goal for the NTC, when there was that mad scramble inside the 10-yard box, was scored by Grace Taranto from the corner kick. So she's got a hat-trick and 4 for the season. And they're back inside their attacking half again. Nick Paul, Furphy, can't control it. Defence okay. Jansevsky, Furphy again, who scored the other goal. Back now to Taranto, down the right-hand side. But good defence by Anastopoulos, puts it over the sideline. And they've made a sub to the Southern team, right on half-time. And Yasmin Curtis Fredes has come on in the long sleeves as Renahan cuts it off again as they were trying to take it out of defence. Southern still on the edge of the attacking half. Lovely left foot strike. Just had too much on it, too much elevation from Jansevsky, who's scored 3 goals this year, and she puts it over the crossbar. But again, getting a bit too much space inside the penalty area. It's back into play. Again, good play by Schubert to knock it down. Turned over though. This is a bit more promising. By Southern, but she couldn't quite control it. Was Sitter, and Renahan will bring it out again. Been very good, Renahan. Myerchick, straight down the middle, no real opposition. Trailing her in, pass had a bit too much on it. Maysells was there to vacuum it up at the back. But again, just they were zoning off Southern. They weren't in the face of Claudia Myerchick to put pressure on her and allow her pass. Luckily, there was no one on the end of it. It's missed. Turned over at halfway again by NTC. Parbury. And over the sideline, in front of the social club rooms. Beautiful cup of coffee I've got, keeping me warm. On another cold day in Melbourne, the weather has turned after a very promising afternoon, or early afternoon. Ball is won again inside the attacking half by Furphy, switching it to Taranto, the hat-trick scorer. Furphy, great running, comes back to the top of the 10-yard box. Taranto lost control of it. Good play by Aaron. She worked very, very hard to win that from Taranto. And it's still in play, just on the edge of where the sideline and byline meet. And Furphy just keeps running and running and running and wins it back again. It stopped at the top of the penalty area. Good defence on that occasion by Southern's Kurasik. But again, it's turned over once more. They're just getting numbers back and making sure they keep attacking inside their attacking half. But that pass wasn't as controlled as well as she would have liked by Parbury or by Schubert, who it was intended for. Down the sideline again at another errant throw. And they just turned it over far too much after a promising start, Southern. They're down 4-0. Back now to Seawards. To the reliable Renahan. Renahan finds Haffenden. Haffenden working her way through, cuts inside past Quinlan. The top of the penalty area again. Now another chance for Janseski. She'll get one eventually, but too much elevation just outside the area. Again, ballooning it too high and easily clears the crossbar. 4-0 the score in favour of NTC against Southern. Battle between 9th and 10th on the table in round 17 of the Women's National Premier League here in Victoria. One more match to complete the round tomorrow. I'll be there looking forward to it. We'll bring it to you on our stream. Top two, Calder against Bulleen, coming off a loss last week to Box Hill, who drew 1-1 a fortnight ago with NTC on this ground in the wet. So you'd have to say that it was a pretty good performance by NTC, and they're certainly getting better and better. Renahan has it at the back now. Again, receiving a switch once more. We'll bring it right down the middle. No one coming at her. They're running near her, but not coming at her, allowing easy passes through inside the attacking half for NTC. Missed by Kerrers for the Southern team and taken by Haffenden at the back again. They just get numbers back all the time. Myerchick controlling it nicely. This time confronted a bit by Blackburn. A pass inside, a good one to Seawards towards Taranto. And it's over the sideline. Just too long for Taranto then, who's very dangerous down the right-hand side, having scored 3 times. 2 of them outstanding strikes, and the third one a scramble in the 10-yard box when the Southern defence just got a bit lost after being pretty good for the first 25 minutes or so. They scored 3 goals in 5 minutes and another one late by Furphy as it's kicked into bodies and travels over the byline. A goal kick to Melissa Maisels, formerly of Bayside, doing the work now at Southern. Great to see Southern score a goal or two before the end of this match. Headed down nicely. Good play by Kurasik, but turned over again. Tevitt at the back. She loses control. She had a pocket pinched by Furphy up to the top of the penalty area. Missed by Nick Paw. Schubert couldn't control it. And then at the back, it's mopped up by Maisels. who under immense pressure has done a pretty good job today despite seeding 4. I don't think there was much you could do with any of those. Long high ball ballooning away towards the sideline, and it will go out once again. That header not controlled by Southern. Back into play once more, and she's been on her own all day, Renahan, controlling things at the back, as is Myercheck, and as is Haffenden down the right-hand side, who's going to receive the ball now just inside the sideline. Haffenden now finds her teammate, Janseski, who's been pretty good. She's had a couple of long shots and missed them all. Back now to Renahan, and now to Myercheck. Myercheck, unopposed with her pass. Down to Parbury. Parbury on her own too. They're sagging back, Southern, as Blackburn this time tries to confront her opponent and put her off. But a good through ball. Finds Seawoods. Seawoods now towards Taranto. Can Taranto control it just near the byline? Up to the top of the 10-yard box. Furphy did well. Great knock away by Maisels. She just got a hand on that. And eventually the next shot goes over the crossbar. Furphy was there loitering with intent inside the 10-yard box. She just got a little touch on it. And Maisels was good enough to be reactive and just knock it away, almost accidentally. But give her credit for just being Johnny on the spot in that exchange, and no harm done. She's made some good saves today, Melissa Maisels. It could be a lot worse than 4-0. It was a lovely curling ball by the dangerous Taranto, who's already scored 3 times today. 4-0 in favour of NTC. A couple of their coaches saying that they did play better when they beat Bayside earlier in the year. Renahan, she heads it down at halfway. Seawoods controls it now. Goes back towards Myercheck. Myercheck slightly hesitant, but beats her opponent, Sitar. And now it was in the defensive half. Now they're inside the attacking half. Parbury down the left-hand side. Too much on it for Schubert, who hasn't really been able to get herself in the game today like some of the others. And it's over the sideline once more. Southern, though, camped inside their defensive half as they have throughout most of this match. Down at the Knox, or I should say the State Basketball Centre end of the pitch here at the Knox Regional Football Centre. Lovely sporting facility. Working her way through Nick Paw, but again, too much interest on the pass, and the byline is in the road. So Maisels, been very impressed with, as I mentioned a couple of times. Doing a good job. Looking to inbound now with the team down 4-0. Just made a great save before. Pitching ball, still inside the defensive half. Sitter does well to chest it down. Cleared, but only as far as Renahan, who's been a roadblock all day. Switching again. Will get to Taranto. Taranto has it, gets away from Anastopoulos. Taranto on the edge of the 10-yard box. But good defence. Helping Maisels out, putting it over the sideline. It was Clout. She had to quickly get boot to ball because it was well inside the 10-yard box. It was in dangerous territory. And the corner kick taker is Jansevsky, who helped set up the first goal, as there's going to be a couple of subs being made by NTC and a sub also being made by Southern. So Sitter, who's got blood streaming out of her nose, I hope she's okay. She'll come off. Doesn't look good. And she's likely to be replaced. She has received the subs vest, so she's going to be replaced by Olivia Groves. So we just wait. Olivia Groves comes on. Bad luck to Sitter. Hope her nose is okay. Just blood streaming from it. So we'll see what Jansevsky, as some of her corner kicks have been pretty deep today. Curled in, that's low and flat, but headed away. It just didn't have enough on, a bit narrow to the right-hand goalpost. Again, put over the byline. Good defence, though, by Southern, and she gets another chance. Just needs to get more elevation. Get it right in the heart of the penalty area or the 10-yard box. She does this time. Arriving very, very late was Myercheck, and also Schubert kicks into bodies and rolls over the byline. The Southern girls are saying that NTC had it last, but the ref's saying no. Southern touched it last. Another corner kick this time on the opposite side. So 3 in a row. And Nick Porter take it. Players hovering in between the penalty area and the 10-yard box. Low and flat to the top of the 10-yard box. Missed by Renahan. At the back is Furphy. Dangerous player to have it. Lobs it up towards the 10-yard box again. And the player's brought down. It's Aaron's. As Schubert's a taller player and cannon into her just near the left-hand goal post. And there's going to be a couple of subs made for NTC. Lara Shannon, who scored 5 times this year, getting ready to come on. And Jenna Leo. So Schubert comes off in the orange boots. And Jenna Leo comes on for her. And Elwyn Parbury comes off for Lara Shannon, another one of the dangerous goal scorers in this young NTC team who lead 4-0. So both teams have made 2 substitutions. Maysells again with a lot of work to do. In opposition to Sid Samoska of NTC. He's had a pretty quiet time of it with her team right on top. They've defended up as well. As you can see now, Renahan and Haffenden are both inside the attacking half. And even when Southern get a couple of passes out, Renahan's there to mop it up and clear it. And there she's there on the edge of the area. Almost shoved. Gets a pass out wide now. Here's a chance for Jansevsky. Jansevsky to the top of the 10-yard box. Missed by Shannon. As we say, can score goals. Renahan tried to balloon it. It got ballooned away though. Good defence by Southern. But at halfway, Haffenden's in the road again. She'll pass it out wide. She's looking for Jansevsky. Jansevsky is dangerous. Got a big left boot on her. She may go for the big shot again. She does, but for about the 4th time in this second half, well over the crossbar, about 5 metres outside the penalty area. But she looks dangerous as she cuts inside. A bit too quick for some of the defenders of Southern. But just too much on the shots. Need to curl in a bit more. Kick them a bit lower and flatter. Maysells back into play. Favours the right-hand side. Attacking it hard, Taranto. Couldn't control it. Little boot by Aaron. Still inside the defensive half. The captain who's tried a hard out today for Southern. Back now. Nick Paul. Taranto. The hat-trick scorer. Renahan again. Right on the halfway mark. Just inside the attacking half. And then I've got a feeling that Southern touched it last. Kerez Frieders. And it's going to be a ball going the way of the NTC team. Haffenden, Shannon and Tevitt. Good contest between Tevitt of Southern, Shannon of NTC, and then Haffenden was pushed forward by Karaz. And there's going to be a free kick to go the way inside the attacking half for NTC. Haffenden has been terrific today. Players get back right at the top of the penalty area. Haffenden looking to lob it well inside into dangerous territory. Controlling the left-hand side is Maysells. Again, that's got a lot on it. Maysells thought, gee, that might drop in, but it just travelled too far as Haffenden and NTC were concerned. As she committed herself to go forward a bit and was on the edge of the 10-yard box in the end. Didn't have to worry. Maybe heart in her mouth just momentarily for Melissa Maysells and Southern, who trail 4-0. Clearing ball. This would also be the first time this year, if NTC were able to do it, that they've got a clean sheet. That's something I'm sure they'd love to achieve now. As the players put down, working really hard for Southern. And a free kick going the way of Southern inside their attacking half. Down the right-hand side, a player brought down from behind. Clout to the edge of the penalty area. And Anastopoulos can't control it. Haffenden can. They're just a bit taller and a bit quicker The NTC girls, Jansevsky's been terrific. She just zigzags her way through the park and then got some support at close quarters from Nick Paw. A pass now. This will roll out. She was onside, even though she was the only player there, not able to get there in time. Jenna Leo, one of the subs for NTC. Their passing's been pretty good, pretty astute. But I've been so impressed with the way that they're set up at the back. And any time Southern have looked like getting a pass out, there's been Renahan there to cut it off. Haffenden and Myercheck, the three quality defenders in this team who lead 4-0. Maysells. Long kick towards halfway. Haffenden, one of the taller players. Nice header. Keeps it inside the attacking half for NTC. Just getting a hurried boot to ball for Southern was Kurasik. And now running onto it, Kurasik almost runs into a teammate, Keraz. Lack of talking. Keraz attacks it again. Does well. Little pass out to Kurasik. Tried to get it over the top. Myercheck couldn't quite control it. Back to Keresis, but it's turned over again. This is good play by NTC. They don't panic, but Jenna Leo had two opponents. One of them is Quinlan, who does well to get it back. Quinlan might receive it again, but the pass is too long, unfortunately, from Kurasik. And it's going to be an NTC ball right in front of our commentary position, side the defensive half. Haffenden back to Renahan, and now Myercheck inside the defensive half as she bursts through the centre of the pitch again and goes out to the left-hand side, trying to squirt her way down there. It was Furphy, but had way too much on the pass, and an opportunity goes missing for NTC, who lead 4-0 in this second half. This round 17 Victorian Premier League match. Live from the Knox Regional Football Centre. 3 goals to Grace Taranto, and then one in a 5-minute space in that first half, just after the halfway mark, and then late in the half, a lovely left foot strike inside the penalty area. Beat a diving, lunging Melissa Maisels. Couldn't do much about it. Just a lovely, powerful strike along the ground from Holly Furphy, who deserved it. Had set up so many forward thrusts. Her 7th goal of the season. She scored the most goals for NTC. Have shared their goals around 11 goal scorers in the 32 goals that they've scored this year, which I'd be quite happy about. Lara Shannon has just come on. She scored 5. Jansevsky 3. And this time Jansevsky has an opportunity. She's gone long a lot today, but kicks into bodies on this occasion. Back now to Haffenden at the top of the penalty area, back to Jansevsky. Anastopoulos is with her. She couldn't get the great big left foot boot into it that time and try to pass inside the area. Now it's taken by Nick Paw off bodies, and it's ricochets into the breadbasket of Melissa Maisels, who slips over just outside the 10-yard box, but again controls it quite comfortably. She miskicks this one. It's at halfway. It's headed down by Kurasic, but turned over again by NTC. Back inside the attacking half. She's been wonderful today, Furphy. She gets past her opponent, sets it up at the top of the area. Now here's a chance in the 10-yard box again. Trying to get onto it is Shannon, and then Furphy has a left foot shot. Once again, well over the crossbar. Too much elevation with many of the shots in this half by NTC. The defence a bit better too by Southern. Main reason why the 4 goals were scored was that players were left on their own, and at least they're getting 1 or 2 players back inside the penalty area or right on the edge of the 10-yard box to protect their goalkeeper, Melissa Maisels. So 4-0 the score, and Maisels to bring back into play. Might be another change being made here. A couple of the young, fresh faces in the NTC team getting ready to remove their orange vests, their sub-vests, and have a go in the closing stages of this game as, again, a turnover and once again in possession. They've been in possession for most of the match, had more than the lion's share of possession today, NTC. Taranto inside the attacking half, through ball by Leo, but stopped at the back by Jowett and cleared again by Maysells, but down to Leo. And here's an opportunity for a shot at goal for Furphy, but good defence by Southern. They came across her path as she was approaching the 10-yard box and looking dangerous, and they've cleared it and put it over the sideline. Could have nearly been a free kick because there were a couple of players that attacked the front on. It wasn't given. There's going to be a substitute made here. Rosie Curtis getting ready to come on. And Ali Vlamnik as well, getting ready to come on. Nick Paul looks like she's one that's coming off for a rest. And Holly Furphy has been absolutely outstanding, scored a goal, having a break as well. So an opportunity for Rosie Curtis and Ali Vlamnik to inject themselves in the contest. Great game by Holly Furphy, who scored a goal and been outstanding. Straight away, Curtis could get involved, but she couldn't get control of the ball. She was pushed off it. And again, another defensive kick over the sideline from Southern, from Jowett. Taken by the NTC team through Seawoods, but she couldn't control it. But luckily, Southern had last touch, still inside the attacking half. Seawoods attacks it. Good control by Myerchick. Myerchick goes back. Now to Renahan. Renahan in the middle of the pitch. She's well inside the attacking half. Takes them on again. Looked for the through ball, but had it chopped off cleverly. Good play, Aarons. Keeps tremendous pressure on her. Gets it out wide now to Jansevsky. As we know, she loves a long shot. She's at the top of the area. She's on the left, but her curling ball couldn't be headed by Shannon. She couldn't get anything on that, and she was well off balance on the left-hand side of the 10-yard box, and it would have been an unbelievable goal. She was able to get enough purchase on that and get it past Maisels, who seemed to have the goal mouth covered. So 4-0, the score remains, same as it was at half-time. A hat-trick to Grace Taranto and a goal to Holly Furphy, who's been subbed off in his second half. And Southern set to win their third game of the season, take them to 10 points on the table. I should say NTC set to win their third game of the season. Southern scored just 2 goals this year. And we mentioned earlier that if NTC are able to win without conceding a goal, first time that they've done that all year, which should no doubt be an aim now. Nice ball by Lara Shannon. Here's a chance for Jansevsky to get it just inside the penalty area. Goes right across the face. Arriving late is Lara Shannon. Her left foot shot. She couldn't quite control a good defence at the back. This is better by Southern, protecting the goalkeeper. They bring it down the right-hand side, and they now have possession. Jowett. She kicks into bodies, and NTC concedes almost at halfway. It's just been the issue. Just haven't been able to put the passes together, Southern. NTC have been better organised. They managed the two-way running brilliantly today. Players of the calibre of Renahan, Haffenden, Myercheck, Furphy when she's been on. Jansevsky. Now here's Haffenden again. Volleys it over the sideline, but I think that Southern may have had last touch. Blackburn. And again, they go back to go forward, as they have often today in TC. Renahan, one of the stars, through the middle again. No one running at her. Kerr's trying to keep her honest, coming from side on. Now back to Haffenden. Haffenden to Renahan. Renahan now still inside the defensive half. Now an opportunity for a little pass, which goes over the sideline from Leo. Had too much on it, one of the subs, and a turnover. Quinlan down the left-hand side. Can it be controlled? It's kept alive by Kurasik, but she turns it over. Opposite number 11, Jansevsky. Jansevsky now on the ball, racing through the middle. Anastopoulos tries to keep her honest. Good defence by Jowett. Missed by Kurasik again. She's in pursuit, but it's won by NTC's Haffenden. Haffenden goes back. Now to Renahan, and she might give the goalkeeper a chance to have a rare possession. Sidzamoska heads out now to the left-hand side. Myerchick bursting through the middle. She's at halfway inside the attacking half, and she's approaching the penalty area. On the edge of the penalty area, she's still going, Myerchick. Still going, chipping it up now towards Shannon, but it is defensively headed out of play, and a dog has gone to collect it. That might be the end of that ball, as it also clears the fence. Lovely defensive header came from Sarah Tebbett. She did well then to ensure no harm was done. But it's going to be a corner kick for the NTC team. A little bit of rain falls here late in this match. Jansevsky again, the left footer. Curling low ball to the top of the 10-yard box. Headed away. Good play. Couldn't quite control it though. Comes out to Curtis. Curtis now being confronted. Back to the top of the penalty area. Footed away though. Good play by Blackburn. In pursuit, Kerrers of Southern. But Haffenden does well to put a body on the line and ensure that they'll win possession. Showed a lot of experience for a young player. Seawards arrives, receives the throw from Haffenden, and now Myercheck and Renahan. We've been saying that all day today as they set it up through the middle of the park. The pass almost cut off. Little Rosie Curtis works hard. The bigger body though of Aarons gets in her road, goes down the right-hand side for Southern, but no one home, and it'll be collected, and another throw for the NTC team. In front of the social club rooms, it's 4-0. It goes to the back now. Here's Lara Shannon. Nice pass. Out to Haffenden. Runs onto it now. Out wide. Jansevsky been superb. Jansevsky right. But again, coming across her path is Tebbit. And will concede another corner. But she's been pretty good. I like the way that they've got back more often. That was the area that let them down for about 15 minutes in the first half. That's why they conceded 4 goals. And again, a low corner kick by Jansevsky, and it's headed again over the byline by the Southern defence. There's a defender standing right in front, just at the top of the 10-yard box of May Sells to offer her great support. This is good defence. Well set up by Southern. Low and flat again. They arrive late, but May Sells is able to get there just before Taranto was going to lurk and try and get her fourth. That ball had plenty of elevation and the defender wasn't tall enough to be able to stop that. It's turned over at halfway again. Well tidied up by May Sells. But again, Seawards has it out wide and there's going player offside as it was received by Jansevsky down the right-hand side. Late call made. So 4-0. Anastopoulos trying to get in a position to receive the ball in front of our commentary position. She attacking it hard, Quinlan. They went in hard then. Studs were up as well. So they came down from Kurisic. Turnover again, Jenna Leo. Fresh legs. Through pass to another one with fresh legs. Lara Shannon, who loves a goal. But the pass was knocked away by Jowett. Out to the right-hand side. And a chance to be cleared by Groves, who was another one of the subs who's come on for Southern. But here is Taranto. She drives it long, but misses. Skews away on the left-hand side. I think there's going to be a change at the goalkeeping. So Sidzamoska. She's quite happy about that. She's had a fairly easy time of it. She's going to have a rest. So we don't see it too often with the substitution occurring of the goalkeeper, particularly in a situation where the NTC goalkeeper, Sidzamoska, hasn't had too many opportunities. Sophia Varley is her replacement. And now Southern have the ball on the far side. Turned over again, as has been the case. Their tackling has been great. And they haven't given away that many free kicks. So they charge down the right-hand side. Looking to set it up again, NTC. Lara Shannon to Jansevsky at the top of the area. On the left, she shoots and she scores in the right-hand corner. The defenders were confronting her. They were in front of her, but she still found a way through. They were a bit flat-footed, 3 or 4 Southern defenders, and nothing Maisels could do. It was a magnificent strike. She finally got the right elevation, and she found the right-hand corner, and it's 5-0 for Southern. Jansevsky's on the board, her fourth goal of the season. Well, the defenders were there, but she just was able to pick her way through them. And a 5-0 lead as Keris has the first possession for Southern and goes back again. Tebbit was one of those defenders that the ball sailed past. Out wide to Clout, who's tried very hard today in defence for Southern. And Southern aren't happy. They say that in that exchange, NTC were the last to touch it, but NTC have certainly had the rub of the green, getting a lot of the throws today back into play. And Renahan has it now at the halfway mark. Combines with Myercheck. Myercheck now has Blackburn, keeping her honest, but gets around her. And on the left, she switches out wide. Shannon giving them some decent run. Would love a goal. Under pressure. And that little pass rolls along the turf. No harm done. In fact, it was Vlamnik. Shannon was inside the 10-yard box as the striker. Playing down the left-hand side is Ali Vlamnik. And Maysells vacuums it up again. Down 5-0 Southern. Again, a turnover at halfway. Charging through. Taranto's kick had too much on it. Cleared by the Southern defence, but only as far as Renahan, who's been magnificent today. She circumvents again and she passes out wide. Is she still onside? Jansevsky to the top of the 10-yard box. Good defence by Southern. Missed on that occasion by Curtis. And a free kick will go the way of Southern. Just outside the penalty area. She boots it to halfway. Quinlan there, but she waited for it. Haffenden comes in and wins it from her. Out to Leo. Now to Jansevsky. Jansevsky shoots, but straight into the breadbasket of Melissa Maysells. It was low and flat, and she was right in the heart of the goal mouth, and she took it comfortably. She needed that to be a bit higher and more to the right-hand side. But she certainly had a chance. She's had 5 or 6 shots. She scored one, Jansevsky. 5-0 the lead. Long ballooning ball from Southern at halfway inside their attacking half from Kurasik. Kurasik attacks it again. Through ball. Quinlan in pursuit, but it's going to be cleaned up at the back. Varley will get a touch, only by foot, as the replacement goalkeeper for Sidzamoska. And now Seawards. Good through ball again. Controlling brilliantly by Jansevsky, one of the best players today. Jansevsky's curling ball's a good one again. Here's a chance for Vlamnik. Can she control it? She can. Vlamnik back to the top of the 10-yard box. Unfortunately, Shannon kicks into bodies. Curtis arrives now. Manages to beat Aarons, the captain of Southern. Goes back now to Taranto. Score of 3 goals. Taranto back to mid-pitch inside the attacking area. Near the penalty area. Good play on this occasion by Renahan. She's under pressure, and in the end, she does pretty well to centre it, but along the grass, and eventually taken on the second attempt by Maysells. She ran out of room as she was trying to find the penalty area inside her attacking half. Aarons wins it from Kerrers. Also involved there for Southern was Groves, another one of the substitutes. They head down the right-hand side. Groves is after it again. The pass a bit long, though, on that occasion from Clout. And now almost a turnover. Curtis, through ball, getting on her bike and giving them great runners. Vlamnik down that left-hand side near the sideline. Vlamnik will square it towards the 10-yard box. Missed by Shannon. Cleared again by the Southern defence and put over the byline. Another header from Curtis of NTC. 5-0. A good win coming up here for NTC. The second time they would have beaten Southern this year. Their third win of the season. They've got a draw as well here in the rain against Box Hill a week ago, or 2 weeks ago. And they'd love another couple of wins in the latter part of the season. 10 rounds remaining after this. Maysells back into play. Again, we talk about it being low and flat. That's a low and flat one. Pushed away to Renahan at the back, inside the defensive half. Kicks it now to Varley. Varley, the sub-goalkeeper, coming on for Sidzamoska. Now to Myercheck and to Renahan. Another charging run through the middle. Another one of these searching runs. I've been a lot of those today. Good play, Leo. Jansevsky kicks into bodies. Good defence again by Southern to get it over the sideline. Kurasik doing a good job. Anastopoulos was there as well, helping out. Now, there was an interesting piece of play there as Haffenden got it towards Seawards, who put it back over the sideline. And Quinlan can't control it on this occasion, as she had 2 opponents breathing down her neck. One was Jansevsky, the other one was Haffenden, who's done a lot of the throwing back into play today. And she has it. And gets it now in the direction of Shannon. Bit of pushing. And it'll go against Southern. And it'll be a free kick about 10 metres outside the penalty area from that free kick taker. Penalty or corner taker, I should say, in Jansevsky, who's got a powerful left boot. It's been off target a bit today. She scored once. On the left, she goes in low to the 10-yard box and controlled at the back. Good defence by Kurasik as it rolled away just where the 10-yard box was, and she managed to ensure that her team didn't concede another goal, but they've conceded another penalty corner. There's been a lot of those for NTC today. It's been a busy day for Alana Jansevsky, getting another opportunity here to set it up. And that's deep, but it carries right across the goal face. An attempted header didn't come off by Lara Shannon, one of the taller players there. Also involved was Vlamnik. And it's going to be a goal kick for Melissa Maisels of Southern. 5-0 the score. Lights are on. Late afternoon. Another gloomy winter's day in Melbourne. Good performance this by NTC to get their third win on the board. Southern have been a bit better defensively after a horror 15 minutes where they conceded 4 goals in the first half. I mentioned a couple of times I thought the first 25 minutes was reasonably tidy. Then they got disorganised, a bit flat-footed, caught out and allowed too many of the key strikers of NTC, or the 2 key strikers, in Taranto and Furphy, to get clear inside the dangerous areas, the penalty area and also the 10-yard box, and score on 4 occasions. 3 to Taranto, 1 to Furphy, and a goal in the second half to Jansevsky. He's had a lot of long strikes and eventually got the right measurement to make it 5-0 as they share the ball in the back half. NTC, Haffenden, Leo, confronted by Kurasik, forces the turnover to Quinlan. Quinlan does well. Inside ball to Kurasik, turned over again by Seawards. Almost loses her footing at the back. Good defence again, Jowett. But once again, Haffenden arrives. She's so alert, Haffenden. Good ball for NTC. Out now to Shannon. Not quick enough at the moment, Vlamnik, and Anastopoulos gives it back to the goalkeeper in Maysels, who gets it towards Jennifer Quinlan. She isn't able to control it. Haffenen's got 2 to beat. One is Blackburn, the other one is Quinlan. And Haffenden goes back now to Renahan. Renahan's been terrific today. She goes towards the middle of the park, middle of the pitch, and another searching run for Myercheck. She's done that on numerous occasions, well inside the attacking half. A couple of defenders come at her on this occasion, forcing her back, which is what they should have done more of today. Taranto, her pass misses her teammate, Vlamnik. Vlamnik now recovers. She's been pretty good since coming on, and then gets a little bit of support on the outside. Pass back to Vlamnik, inside the 10-yard box. And then it's stopped at the back by Kurasik. She does very, very well. Their defence is holding up okay at the moment. Quinlan, but Haffenen's there again. Renahan under pressure. Myercheck involved as well, and now it comes out to Vlamnik. Vlamnik to the top of the 10-yard box, dangerous territory, missed by Kurasik. She tried a fresh airy, and then as Leo had a shot, Kurasik came across her path and put it over the sideline. She's worked hard, Patricia Kurasik, in defence today. That was good defence. They got themselves tangled up on a couple of occasions. Myercheck was very good the way she attacked on that far side too. Leo's had a bit of it since coming on. He passed a little bit too long though for Vlamnik. And again, seeing it over the sideline, over the byline, blowing it over the byline, hoping that she wouldn't be forced into touching it, was Anastopoulos, with Vlamnik right on a hammer and tack. 5-0 the score. Maysels, plenty of voice from the girls. Jennifer Quinlan called for it, couldn't quite control it. And both teams saying that the opposition touched it last. Kurasic is the one that wins it for Southern, but intercepted by Renahan. Good play, Leo. And then at the back, should be stopped again by Tevitt, but she has it turned over for Southern. Good ball, Shannon, down the left-hand side. Coming through is a shot at goal here for NTC. And another one is scored down the left-hand side. Once again, the defence was caught napping and just too much run, too much brilliance. And they put another one on the board, the 6th goal for NTC from the left-hand side. Charging through. And it makes it tough. Jansevsky scores her 2nd goal. And their 5th of the season. Again, just attacking it hard. And Southern was just a bit unsure whether they should go at her. And they haven't done enough of that today when the players have been streaming, as we mentioned, through the middle or down the wings. And they waited back. And again, they got caught flat-footed as she made her way through the left-hand side and found an opening past Maysells for the 6th goal today. 6-0. 2 of those to Jansevsky. Turnover now at midfield. Good play by Leo. She'll switch it out to the left-hand side again. They've got numbers breaking. Looking to try and set it up. This is Jansevsky again on the left. Oh, nearly got a hat-trick. She's got a brace. That had beaten Maysells, but it just curled past her along the carpet. She had controlled the left-hand side of the goalpost. She had that covered, Maysells, but that was an excellent shot coming in, similar to the previous one. She was a bit further out on the edge of the penalty area. It was an excellent effort by Jansevsky, who's been outstanding in the second half. She's had about 8 shots on goal, and she scored twice, and it's 6-0. So, a good performance this by NTC. 4 goals in the first half, 2 in the second, and maybe there should have been a few others. It's been the Alana Jansevsky show in the second half. She's had that many opportunities. She's been given that much free rein. It's obviously an area that Southern need to work on. Improve their defensive structures. A lobbing ball. Headed down by Kurisic, who's been one of her team's better players. Quinlan arrives on it. Again, she's outnumbered. That's been the issue today. At the back, Haffenden so reliable inside the defensive half for NTC. Now to Myercheck. Myercheck now looking for someone to pass to. Haffenden's on her own. She can go there again on the right, but she goes more centre field to Renahan. Back to Myercheck. Myercheck working her way through the middle of the park again. Gets a pass out now to Seawoods. Seawoods goes down the left-hand side. It's chopped off though. Good play by Clout. And now Kerrers wins the ball, has to go back to Clout. Nothing on offer up the field because they've got numbers camped right on halfway NTC. They've had that situation all day. And then a long pass down the right-hand side will be cleaned up at the back by Varley. Sophia Varley finds Renahan. 6-0. We've got 3 minutes of injury time remaining in this match. Rosie Curtis has had a bit of it since coming on. Her pass down the right-hand side to another one of the substitutes in Vlamnik. Vlamnik now comes inside, but again, good defence by Quinlan. She did well. It was 4-on-1 in the end, and Jennifer Quinlan could do nothing else but put it over the sideline. I know she's turned it over, but that's good defence. She's another one that can hold her head up today. It's been tough for those defenders. Just at times they've been caught out, particularly that 5th goal by Jansevsky, the second one for her, where she just went down the left-hand side, basically unopposed, as Rosie Curtis will win it back again for NTC. Goes back halfway to Myercheck. Myercheck down that left-hand side. Here is Vlamnik again, turns her opponent inside out. She's just too quick. Fleet of foot, brilliant. Has a couple of opponents trying to close it down. Gets it towards the 10-yard box. It wasn't taken cleanly by Maysells, who had it covered on the left-hand side where the shot was aimed for, but she got it eventually on the rebound. Tidies it up and makes another save. It's been a big day for her, tough day. 6-0. All these unimpeded runs have been the highlight of the NTC performance. Renahan again will get another chance to do it. Charges through the attacking half inside the penalty area. Can she score? No, she can't. It rolls through and it vacuumed up at the back by Maysells once more. 6-0. Quinlan try. She's not that tall, so she couldn't get the header on it. And it'll roll over the sideline once more. Inside the 3 minutes of injury time, Haffenden down to Renahan. Renahan goes now to Myercheck. Back to Renahan. I think we've said that about 100 times today. Still just slightly inside the defensive half. Renahan a through ball. Maybe one last chance for NTC. Good play for Lumnick. Looks good on the ball. Back to Renahan again. Now to Myerchick. Myerchick through the middle of the park. She charges. She scored a long goal against Box Hill. She's inside the penalty area. Good attacking by Anastopoulos. Still controlling it. Myerchick on the left. Curling it in. Magnificent goal. That might be the goal of the day in the last couple of minutes. Sensational play by Claudia Myerchick. She had about 3 or 4 cracks at it. She beat the defenders, who again were kept flat-footed, and there was nothing Maysells could do. She found an opening. She squeezed it in the left-hand corner, and that is as good a goal as you're likely to see. A solo effort by the captain, Claudia Myerchick. There was a goal here against Box Hill a fortnight ago. She's almost at halfway, and that levelled the scores, and they got a point out of that. Well, that is a magnificent goal. 7-0 now. And she joins the scoring. Anastopoulos receives. Going back, Tebbit. Now to Maysells. Gets confronted, and that's the end of the match. So virtually the last play of the day. Claudia Myerchick scores a magnificent goal. It was 4-0 at half-time. A hat-trick in the first half to Grace Taranto, and then a great goal to Holly Furphy. They scored 3 in 5 minutes after Southern were reasonably organised down back early days. And then in the second half, it was the Alana Jansewski show, as I mentioned, where she had numerous shots and she missed the goals on a few occasions, going over the crossbar. Then a great run down the left-hand side, beat all her opponents and scored into the left-hand corner, and then scored an even better goal a couple of minutes later. And then what a great run by Claudia Myerchick at the very end. She beat a number of players, had it turned over a couple of times, got it back, and got inside the penalty area and kicked a great goal. A magnificent finish by Myerchick and by the NTC team. They've won their 3rd game of the season. I thought Melissa Maysells battled pretty hard. She made some great saves. The defence was at times a little bit betwixt and between. It battled manfully, but they just couldn't get any passes going inside their attacking half, of which the defence led by Haffenden, Renahan and Myerchick were far too good for Southern. 3rd win of the season for NTC. They win 7-0. They go to 10 points on the table. We'll have more Women's Premier League football tomorrow. Look forward to joining you at the Veneto Club for the battle between 1st and 2nd. Corner on top. Bulleen coming off a loss last week. 2nd on the table, hosting the match tomorrow. We look forward to that match. We'll speak to you then. Happy with that?
Yeah. Finally gone live, so it's on YouTube. Let's see how it sounds like.